We're live. Welcome, everyone, to the From the Ground Up show, where we are joined by the one and only Madine.
Hello, everybody.
And we also got the man behind the scene, the superstar, street crafter, one and only Cody.
What's up, everybody? And I can't leave out my beautiful co-host over here, John DeMarco.
That's right, in the mix. Can we get a little signal right now? Oh, we don't got the flags yet. Oh,
we got this.
Yeah, that's money.
So in today's live stream, guys, we're going to be showing you guys how to make your first product the easiest way. If you've been following the last live streams, you would have seen that we have a theme coming. And what is the theme, Madine?
Money.
Yes. And the theme about that is how you can learn it, which we've been doing on this channel for years. We've been helping you guys learn the process of how you can make the money. But with the new launch that we just had with the FTGU app, we're going to be really combining everything we've been doing on YouTube and bringing you to the suppliers and the products that you need to make it and sell it. So that is the mission of this channel, is to better connect you guys to the services, the resources, and the ideas and concepts to help you make money from home. So in this video, we're going to be diving into different ways to make your first product. So I'm excited to get into it. Madine, can you please introduce to the audience here who may be watching for the very first time a little bit about who you are, because he isn't just a random guy that I pulled off the street.
Yeah. Some people ask me like, who is that guy? Like, I don't know who he is. So I just wanted to say hello to everyone on the stream. Thank you all for joining. My name is Madine. I've worked with John Santos for over 10 years. My heavy expertise is in marketing and in sales. We worked together doing Revive Brand Co. back in the day, 2010, started a backpack company out of college, went all through the ups and downs of that. I split off, did my own thing around 2015, went in the tech world, and now we found our way back to each other. So we're here to wreak havoc and have some fun, just start changing the game in terms of entrepreneurship and giving people the opportunity to really come up. So I'm happy to be a part of the team. I'm here to help answer any questions. I'm here to pretty much take any load off of John that needs some help. So I'm happy to be here. Appreciate y'all.
Incredible, guys. And I want to acknowledge 6K Media. 6K Media, thanks for joining this live chat. So if you guys are watching from the YouTube, go ahead and leave your comments leave your questions in the chat so we can answer them on there. But we also did something special, and we're going to be queuing up live callers. So if you're watching this right now and want to get on camera, get to show a little bit about your brand, talk a little bit about your message, but also ask your questions, we're linked the Zoom link. Is that correct, Cody? The Zoom link is linked in the description. So go ahead.
That is correct. So if you join that Zoom link, if you go to the chat, there's a little prompt there to submit your question that you want to ask on the chat. Once we approve you, you'll get a very special link, and then you'll be able to join our call.
Incredible, guys. So go ahead and do that. And can you guys also drop the link in the chat of the YouTube chat for the Zoom? Or I can do it right now, if anything. Or has John got it? Cool. We're also going to be dropping the link in the chat of the YouTube. So if you guys are wondering where's the description, just go to the chat and it'll be right there. So we got is this a replay? Mr. LDBC. This is not a replay. We are live, my man. And I got my wife, my beautiful wife, who just did a hand clap, money sign, and fire.
Shout out to Amanda Love Santos.
Yes.
Follow her channel.
Guys, we are live on YouTube right now, so we're doing our best to make this super engaging, make this something that's going to be special. So drop your questions. We're here to answer them for you. And join the live stream, which is going to be linked in this chat in a few minutes or in the video description.
It is in the chat now, so there's a link and a key code.
Yes, sir. So Aries Overpass Daily. Hey, what's going on? We got Jandy Lifestyle. Yes, sir. Let's get this information.
Yes.
We got people pumped to join, man.
I love it. And we just want to kind of give everyone a little bit of a heads up as to what's happening. So, yes, somebody asked if this is a repeat that we did the other night. No, it's not a repeat. We're doing this more regularly. We want to connect with the people. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you follow up. So we're answering questions. We're reviewing people's brands. And we're also having some fun competitions where you can win some moolah. Isn't that right?
Exactly, guys. All right, so I want to jump into the topic and into the topic of the promise of this video. So for those of you guys that are watching, you're wondering, what is the easiest way to start your business? What is the easiest way to start your brand? So the theme of my channel has always been starting a clothing brand with $0, with $50, with $500, with $2.50. It's always been a
With the change from Taco Bell?
yeah. With the refunds from the tax department, the IRS, it's always about how can we help you get started with little to nothing and help you actually start growing. So I think there's like there's kind of been this this point where we shared so much information, so many different ways where you guys can get started that it can be a little confusing. And you might be wondering, okay, what is the best way for me? So at this moment, I'd like to invite you guys to come on our call so we can actually talk to you about your brand and kind of give you some guidance into how you can think about starting. And while we queue up that call, which we'll let Cody will let us know when callers are ready for that. While we do that, I want to just kind of touch on the first method that you guys should be thinking about. And it's pretty and it actually ties into some of these questions coming in. So just bought a DTG printer a few months ago and want to get this party started. Okay, cool. So yeah, DTG is one method. So direct to garment printing is one option that you have for starting your brand. So when we talk about direct to garment printing, a lot of the times DTG is associated with POD, print on demand. A lot of acronyms.
Yeah, you mind breaking it down for the people? But
Yes. So DTG, direct to garment printer. So imagine this was a printer. All right, this is actually a heat press, but let's just imagine this is a printer. A direct-to-garment printer is something that you physically own and that you'll be sticking a T-shirt in, and it'll print like a home-based printer, but it prints garments. Then you got print on demand, and that is leveraging other people's services to actually print your products. That means that you're not owning the equipment. So one of the most common questions we get on our how to start a clothing brand with $0. One of the first top comment that we get is that you need to spend $1 million in order to do that. And no, you get to leverage somebody else's investment to have them print your products, and you're doing it on demand. And that's historically been the easiest way to do it from like 2015 till even last year. That was the most popular method of doing it. Because then the other options that you have was in, let me grab these things right here, is this kind of fabric, this kind of roll here. You had these vinyl rolls, and these vinyl rolls were essentially a way for you to be able to cut designs from it and make lettering or make some logos. You had to have an actual cutter, so you had to have a cutter that would cut the designs from these rolls, and then you would heat press these. So gentlemen, can we put like some visuals to some of this too by any chance, even a photo or some assets, because I think as I talk, it might be disconnected for everybody. But if you guys are following, let me know in the chat right now that you understand it. So one of the things about starting with a heat press was that it was historically all about vinyl. It was about having vinyl, these rolls. But a few years ago, I want to say maybe 2 years, last year, it really started to change. The game started to change in a big way. There's been a big shift away from having a needing about all the supplies, from needing vinyl to needing a cutter, to needing a weeding tool, to needing all this prep work, to making your own stuff from home, that now it's gone to this. And it's gone to something that we call direct to film transfers. Okay, so DTF. So when you guys see the acronym DTF, it does not mean down to have fun. It means direct transfer film. All right.
Thanks for keeping it PG, John.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean that. It means direct to transfer, or direct to film, direct transfer film. So direct transfer film, what this is guys, imagine the power of doing direct to garment printing, right? But you only have a heat press. Let's throw up an image of a heat press at the very least. A heat press is something that you just, boom, press, right? Cody had a little song called a Heat Press Countdown song.
No, it don't take that long. No.
Exactly. And with the heat press, which you could buy for $200, $300, you now have the power to do full colored graphics. Let me show you guys some. So in a recent video, because this is Halloween, we created these transfers. And these transfers are essentially going to be are full color designs. Historically, before, you had to buy these things, and then your cutter would actually cut the design out. So then you'd have to have multiple vinyls to print a full color design from home. But now with the power of direct transfer film, you could send a design into a service. they actually print a roll of sheet like this. So this sheet right here is about, is it 5 feet long, Cody?
Right, 5 feet.
5 feet long, and it runs you about $25. So depending on how big your graphic is, you can fit all kinds of designs on this. So on this one, I think we got six designs, full color print, and we'll bring the T-shirt in a moment to show you guys the final product. But it's just as good as direct to garment, as DTG printing, but it does have a little bit more of the plastisol type of feel, so you really have to break up your art to make it the best quality. So we went from DTG, where you had to spend 15 grand to buy a printer. We went from print on demand, where you don't have to invest any money in equipment, but you have to send the job out to somebody to print it for you, where now it gives you the power for you to print it on your own. You can print it by yourself. You can print it from home. You can make money printing other people's garments. You can print your own products, make your own samples, and start selling your products at a profit, because you don't have to buy this machine, guys. You could just get it made through somebody. So
you know that this is the man to talk to, because, I mean, over the years of doing this, everyone has seen that. I mean, the man has like 2 million. John, you got like 2 million views on that video for how to start a brand with $0 and so on and so forth. So if you're getting this message, I mean, this transmission, and you're seeing what John is putting up, that means you can make a really good margin. And remember, when it comes to business, I know most of the people on this channel already know this, but your margin is after everything you sold, how much money are you actually making? And it's like, that seems like a very simple, redundant point, but 30 to 40% of businesses fail because they're not making money off the products that they're actually selling. So this is a method for you to actually take home some bread, you know, and then use it wherever you need to. So just some really good information. That's DTF. So if you take your product and you're wondering how to get something going immediately where it's very low cost, this is a surefire method, guys.
Exactly. So we had some questions coming in. Maybe there's a couple of answers we can have for them. And guys, if you guys are watching this is live. This is live. So please drop your questions. But even better, join the live stream. Come on here, show your pretty faces. We want to meet you guys because we get to see you. We have a TV screen right behind the camera. So I actually get to meet you for the very first time. We get to connect.
And use this time to promote and your brand.
Yeah. Tell us what you're working on. Tell us who your community's for so we can come and show it some love. This is what we do here, guys. We historically have always made content on helping you start your business. And now as we move to servicing you guys in a more intimate way with the FTGU app, we'll throw it up on screen in terms of what this all is about. So historically, like I mentioned, we always had just the channel. In the channel, we'd connect with chats like we are right now, and we might be able to message through comments or read some of your questions. But in the app, we're actually creating content specifically for you, and we have private calls specifically for you. And we're getting better at integrating technology to make them more exciting, more engaging. We're bringing exclusive discounts to your business through the app. We're bringing the suppliers. We're letting them know you guys got to hook these guys up because they're ready to start their business. They've already are committed. They're actually taking a step forward. It's not just a viewer on YouTube. It's somebody that's taking action. So go to ftgu.app, download the app. For $20 a month, you guys get access to everything that we've created. You get access to the T-shirt side hustle course. You get access to some worksheets that's involved, behind-the-scenes content that's uncut gems, interviews with some power-hitting people that you guys can have access to only on that app. So it's ftgu.app, $20 to sign up.
Yes.
And we're actually doing it we're making it even better because we don't just want to give you guys information, and we don't just want to give you guys discounts. We want to take it to another level. We want to give you guys money to actually start your business and your brand. So we're doing what's called a business pitch competition. Muddin, can you talk a little bit about it?
Yes, the business pitch. This is my specialty. This is what I love because this is our kind of like the pedigree that John and I came from was doing competitions, doing business pitch competitions at the college, for the state, for Cox Communications, et cetera, et cetera. We have a history of just going out, competing against other businesses, and then killing it. First place, second place, $20,000 on national TV with the Thunderdome, with Steve Harvey, but the Cox Communications, another 20 grand there, the SBA award, so there's a long history of us doing it, and we learned a lot. And one thing that we wish we had during our circuit doing business pitch competitions was one that was, pretty low touch and it was, pretty accessible. The ones that they have now, there's like 10 pages of, business plans you have to write up, and you have to go through a certain college, and you have to have so many sales. You have to have everything set up. And we were like, man, if they would just open it up to us a little bit more, we'd have more access. So we had to work over years to get better and actually win those competitions. So this competition we're setting up is with that history in mind and thinking of you guys. We made it very accessible and very attainable. So there's a high probability everyone on the stream could win something. And anyone on the stream, I should say, could win something. And so this is how we broke it out. It's called $5,000 to build your brand. So we are giving $5,000 away to 10 lucky winners, and I should say contestants. So here's what you gotta do. You have to have a business pitch, brand pitch, and you guys are all been following John. You've been building your own thing over the years, or maybe you're thinking of starting it. It has to be a solid pitch that's no longer, key thing here, no longer than 60 seconds. If it's longer than that, immediately disqualified. You do not win. Each time that people come onto this call, they're able to do their pitch and then vie for $500, their chunk of that $5,000. So now 60 seconds, no longer than 60 seconds. You have to have your brand name. You have to have the message and meaning behind your brand, if there is any, and then the product itself, what exactly you sell, and then your price point. So, those are some of the things that we're looking for. You can also put, if you could fit time in there, to put past sales, traction, your market, and all of that, fantastic. But this is like the Shark Tank for our subscribership, for the people that are involved. So we're very excited about it. It will be going live in a couple weeks. And we are taking contestants and entrants right now. The only way you can be a part of it, though, is if you download the app, ftgu.app, and become an active member. And it does cost $19, but that's $19 a month for, something that's way more powerful than Netflix and all of that content, suppliers, et cetera, everything John just said, as well as that's your entry into this competition. So we will be giving this pitch competition to everyone that's on the community, on the ftgu.app, and we will be live streaming it here on YouTube, so everybody will be able to watch. It's going to be like better than American Idol, better than X Factor, better than there's a Latino X Factor. It's like way better than the American one, but I'll fill you guys in on that later. But anyway, so it's going to be amazing. So make sure that you enter, make sure you download the app and be a part of it. And also just wanted to jump in and say one more thing. John Santos, I've been working with the guy forever, and he's had this media apparatus now for going over like 8 years. All right. Mm-hmm. So he's been at it for a while. And I just started working with him in January of this year, full time. And let me tell you, one of the biggest criticisms that John has got was, I can never access him. I can't call him. He's always so busy. He says he's for the people, but he's not reaching out. Or I DM'd him, I texted him, I called him. 2 kids, wife, life, all of that happens trying to build this thing. But he knew that the whole time. But he had a game plan, and it was, listen, I want to invest in people. So it's kind of like Elon Musk. As soon as he made a bunch of money, he just dumped it back into his businesses. It's exactly what John did here. It was like he invested in a team. Everybody that you see in this room, this whole setup, this office, these cameras, is to elevate ourselves so that way we can actually have reach and access to you guys. So we made sure to bring some of the best, humbly, and then we can service you. So that's what the ftgu.app brings. Now we can connect everybody. We'll have these live streams, talk to you directly, messaging, set up a profile, and be able to talk to suppliers. It's going to be a whole ecosystem. We're excited about it.
Incredible, guys. So Cody, give us the word. We got a couple people lining up.
We got our friend Prolific Hands.
Okay.
In the chat here, but I think everyone's still trying to figure out the logistics to this. So if you join the Zoom call, you go in the chat there. There's no video, no audio in the Zoom call due to trolls in the past. So if you go in the chat
for safety purposes,
you can type your questions. Once we select your question, we will direct message you a link to join our YouTube video.
Yes, guys, we had to put some things, because
guardrails.
Last Monday was not good.
We had it open to the public. One person ruined it for everybody else.
Isn't that how it always goes?
Yes, sir.
So now the way it works is you have to go into the Zoom link. So I put the Zoom link in the chat. So click on the Zoom link, submit your question. Cody will then private message you a link that's going to bring you into this chat. It's a lot more controlled. It's more intimate because it'll just be us and not like everybody else. That's and right. We could just really focus on you, and you don't have to worry about somebody turning on their mic and doing all kinds of random stuff at 6 p.m. So
uninterrupted attention.
Exactly. So let's go through some of these questions. We have a couple questions from the callers or from the live chat. Let's see. First, one of the questions from Quentin Martinez. Quentin, thanks for joining us tonight, my man. He says, "Are dad hats good investment?" That question is kind of like, is Bitcoin a good investment? Like, I guess it just depends on what time.
Yes, it is. Just dress it up correctly.
We invested in dad hats. If you take a look here on Madine's screen, they're available for purchase at ftgu.store. Okay, I'm done with my pitch. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Dad hats are good. Dad hats are good. It really becomes, it's all going to be about how you're going to merchandise your product line. Like, what is your collection about? Dad hats may be for your brand or they may not be for your brand, but it all depends on how you're designing your product line. So if you're wondering, okay, people keep talking about designing a product line. What does that entail? What does that mean? It's on the FTGU app for very detailed information, but we have it. We have a video on YouTube as well, and it's the one with me and Mike. He's holding up a tablet, and it's called Designing Your Clothing Brand. Watch that video, and then you'll start to understand what it means about designing a brand. What does it actually entail? It's not just putting your logo on a product and saying buy it. It's about creating a thoughtful collection that somebody's going to want to invest in. So they could be a good investment, yes, especially because they are low price points. So dad hats can range between $3 to $4, and then the embroidery on them can be another $2 to $3. So you're looking at an all-in cost of $6, $7, but they can resell for $25, $30. So it has a really good margin potential. So yes, they are a good investment if they could play into your brand. So
here goes that video right now. We're showing it on the screen. So how to design a clothing line the right way.
Go check that out right now, guys. It's gonna be a great video. It's on the channel. So once you get off this live call, once you submit your questions live to us,
and download the app, or excuse me, go to the app.
Yeah, once you go to the app, go to this video, and this video is an incredible resource to you guys.
Oh, I just want to say one more thing. If anyone goes to ftgu.app and they see a download for Mighty Networks, and they see we are powered by Mighty Networks. So there's a purple app called Mighty Networks you'll put to your phone, and that's where you get access to all of our content. We are hosted by them. So don't get freaked out like this is a scam, like this is some other company or something like that. Mighty Networks is hosting us.
Yes. And it's also important to note, guys, that we're building this out in real time. So in the next 2 weeks, we're going to have about 80% of the offering completed there. So you guys are accessing it first. So the first 2,000 people that have access to this app will get everything granted to them as it rolls out. After that, we're going to be tiering it out. So yes, the first 2,000, we're going to take care of you guys. You guys are going to be our people, the original founders of this community, and we're going to do everything that we can to get you into exclusive events, get you the best discounts, get you the best service from our team, from our community. So download the app, be a part of this community first, because you're going to have access to a lot of things that people want in the future. So let's answer one of these questions. How are these guys selling customized NBL New Era hats for money? Is it legal? Yes, Mr. LDBC. So when somebody is selling a customized New Era hat, so right now he's saying customized NBL.
National Basketball League?
Okay, yeah. So customized national. Okay, so it's an actual branded, like with a team, and then they're maybe doing something on the
Could
side.
be wrong.
Yeah. So if somebody buys a hat, right? If they happen to get a wholesale account to buy sports merchandise, and they have a supplier that's selling them hats that aren't moving in the retail stores, and they customize it and they resell it, they've essentially already paid the tax on it, right? So whoever sold it to them has collected the tax. So if you customize something, you could resell it. Now, can you resell it at a mass scale, like put it into a retail store without getting the official license to do it? No, you can't. But if you're doing it right now from the ground up, if you're going to be there's a really good way to make money doing this. So because you notice this, you can do it as long as you have an audience that wants to actually buy it. It's not illegal to do, but if you get big enough, the licensor, the NBA or the NBL, is going to come down and say, hey, you don't have a license to resell our stuff, and you just have to stop doing it. So it's kind of like in a gray area. Now there's another question. Which way do you pocket more money? Doing it yourself or POD? Okay, that's a really good question. Cody, you wanna run through some rough numbers on doing it yourself?
Well, depends how you do it yourself. If we did that one video, the first nothing to something video, I had a $10 budget. I ended up spending $4, and I made a hoodie that was worth about $110. I had some offers for it, but that was a lot of work. I was digging through trash cans. I was getting dirty. You know,
You want to get some context to the trash cans? People don't think like, what happened to this channel, man?
I was trying to find a blank for as little money as possible. So I went to the garment district and I was like, well, here's a clothing manufacturer. Let me sort through their scraps and see what I could find. And I found some usable blanks. Got some $1 paint from the dollar store, painted on it. Made some stencils out of scrap paper. And that was a really fun process. It was cool. But if I had to do that a whole lot, I'd be upset. My margins were great, but print on demand, dude, ooh, it's so nice because you can just get your passive income kind of built up like that, and I think we're all fans of passive income.
Yes, I think.
Also, we have somebody queued up in our green room whenever we're ready.
Okay, you're coming up right after this one. So, doing it yourself or print on demand. Now, you can get a little bit more creative if you do it yourself, because if you do it yourself, you have to think about how can you make a product that doesn't compete with print on demand. What I mean by that is print on demands have limitations, right? Certain print on demand platforms allow you to print on the front, maybe on the back, maybe allows you to add some labels. A Pleat can customize it a little bit more than most print on demand platforms can, but there's still things that they can't do. For instance, if you were to do a DTF print on the sleeve, running down the sleeve, right? If you were to do an embroidery hit, or if you were to do multiple hits with DTF, like you can fully customize a garment, and that added touch can increase the price points if you do the right marketing. So instead of just selling a t-shirt or a long sleeve or a hoodie for $50, because you put that extra hit, and maybe you even get a little creative and doing 3D puff like we did in the recent video. Do a 3D puff, and now it looks like it's a screen print hit. And now that garment can really demand a higher price point because your level of artistic direction with it was it could demand a better price point than just doing a DTG hit on the front. So doing it yourself can be a little bit more time consuming, but you can create very special collections and limited pieces, and then go to print on demand to do more of the basic items like the t-shirts and some of more of the basic staple garments like headwear embroidery that can have a pretty good margin on print on demand too. So let's bring the next guest caller in.
And he was on our last call, Mr. Prolific.
Before we do that, 1 second. Before we get on to the next caller, just want to make sure that we get a cool reset, and we just let everyone know kind of what these live streams are for, what we're doing. So anybody new that jumped on, this is a live stream on John Santos' YouTube channel, kind of letting everyone know about the fact that we're engaging more with our community, that there's going to be more live streams, Q&As. So make sure you tune in for those, and that we have a new community that is going to be housed on Mighty Networks. FTGU, from the ground up, ftgu.app is the website. Go to it. It's learn it, make it, sell it. So we simplified the entire channel, and we're making it into one app. So you get access to suppliers as well as all of our content, live streams, and et cetera, all on that app. And it's $19 a month. If you sign up and you become a part of the community, you can enter into compete and pitch your business to us on these live streams next week and win $500. If your pitch sounds good and we like it, and we have all of our celebrity, we call them celebrities, but there are some local celebrities and some other influencers and judges that'll come on the show, listen to your pitch. We're looking for a certain type of pitch, and it has to be short, concise, and clear. And then you can win $500. So make sure you sign up to the app today, ftgu.app, and become a part of the community. Okay, let's keep it rolling.
And if you guys are wondering, okay, well, what is the best pitch? How do I prepare? We're actually going to roll out that training starting this Friday on the ftgu.app ecosystem. We're going to have a live training. We're going to be doing a training on perfecting the pitch, and we're going to take real cases. So if we're going to take a random product, and we're going to show you how you should prepare your pitch for it. But while preparing your pitch, How do you find the right market? How do you verify that it's going to have the right product market fit? Because people are going to be asking you these questions, or the customer is going to be wondering, is this really for me? So while you're pitching, you're also doing the overall marketing and branding strategy, which is why perfecting your pitch helps you perfect your brand's message, your brand's overall vision, the mission, the business plan. So Prophilic Hands, good evening, my man. Is he on? Can you hear me?
Test.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
While we're getting that together, I will say very briefly to remember that are we getting them loaded up?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So let me get the camera on me. So what I'm looking at here is I want to make sure people on this community know that once you get signed up, your $19 is in, you become a part of the community, and then you're ready to pitch to us next week. Remember a couple things. Number one, what we're looking for. We want it to be authentic. It doesn't have to sound like Shark Tank. Hey, Sharks, I'm here with a brand. It's called this, and we're looking for 50% for it. It's not like Shark Tank. This is take everything you do when you talk to your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you want to go to a movie and you pitch that movie, use that. When you want to go where you're going to eat dinner that night, that you have a certain way that you pitch with a certain amount of energy, bring that. You know, when you want to, where you're going to live, you're always constantly pitching people on something. So for us, what we're looking for is clarity, is what of course, is your product valuable, you know, and is there a market for what you're selling? We want as much information as possible, as clear as possible in a short amount of time, because people want it to be quick, to get to the point. So unlike what I'm doing right now. So what I'm saying is I just want to help everyone understand what we're looking for next Friday in order to vie for the $500 and get your piece of the $5,000 to build your brand.
All right. I think we're working out the final kinks.
Yeah. Prolific Hands, you go ahead and talk to us a little bit more and make sure that
ready. Let us know
that your audio is coming through properly. Okay.
We're learning in real time, guys. This is
we're doing it from the ground up here.
Yeah.
American Idol had to start somewhere, guys.
They started with a $3 million budget for one episode.
Yeah, we're bootstrapping this.
It's actually a really cool setup. I want to show you guys. Actually, if you follow us on Instagram, I'm going to post a story.
John X Santos. No, just John Santos now.
John X Santos.
John X Santos on Instagram.
So check that out. We got 3 cameras right there. And those 3 cameras are being switched.
Do you happen to be muted, Mr. Prolific Hands?
Live by Cody. And then we're bringing people in there. And look at that.
So I imagine you are unmuted yourself on your end.
Interesting.
We can roll because he came on last week too, so we can roll into the next one and see if we can get him ready.
Oh man.
Some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
All right. This is
What?
Man.
What?
I thought that was him.
What the?
All right. How about this? What if we, while we're waiting for that to get set up, and interject with those guys, make them come on live, test it out, so we can keep this thing rolling.
Yeah.
Let's do a little workshop here.
All right.
What's a pretty good let's start. Somebody left a comment and said, "All right, pitch the product that's on the table."
Somebody left a comment and said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we got that hat. We got a microphone.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. You want to just run it, or how you want to do it?
Let's kind of go through the process of what it would be to pitch a product to somebody like this hat.
Okay. This hat. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is identify the person that I'm talking to and see if this person wants or needs something like a hat, and specifically this hat with this logo on it, and that hat, with this color, you know? So first thing we do is explain what this logo means and what it is. So we say, this is from the ground up. We help businesses we help underserved communities start businesses and make them sustainable. And this hat is actually designed to be low key. So the logo is pretty small. It's here placed in the center, but it just tells you that you are the star of the show. So from the ground up means that you have your own business and you are the highlight. So it's just to kind of remind yourself, hey, you know what? I'm an entrepreneur and I'm involved. You know, I'm actually getting things going. So this hat is designed to take the background and kind of put your business, your idea, and put it in the foreground. And so it shows that you have a community that supports you and that's behind you. So, and it's available now, actually, for $30 on ftgu.merch.
FTGU.store.
Excuse me, that store.
That was really good. And that was really putting Medina on the spot, but you have to think about it in a similar way.
Yeah, that's me pulling it out of the air immediately.
All right,
That was congrats on that.
Sell me this pen.
We're gonna try this again with a new caller.
Okay.
Our initial test ran perfectly well, so we're gonna see if it wasn't just that one device. Our new caller, Miguel Nunez.
Miguel, how are you?
What's up, guys?
We can hear him.
You can hear me well?
Yep,
Yeah.
we got you.
Awesome.
I can't see him though. Has he got a camera?
Wow,
or-
this is crazy.
He's got a camera.
Okay. For some reason, I can't see him on.
Let the live stream catch up.
That's.
We're on
this
about a
is-
30-second delay.
Oh, interesting,
Yep.
Miguel. Until I see your face, welcome,
Yeah.
man. How are you?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm here. I'm like, yo, I was just watching something on YouTube and you popped up and I was like, listen, this might be God telling me, listen, let me hear this guy because he probably has what I need.
Hey, man, I love
Miguel, just want to let you know we're about to start a 5-minute timer.
it. Bing. But Miguel, I see you now,
No
man.
problem.
This is awesome. You're at home. Where do you call home? What part of the city? What part of the country or world?
New York City, man.
Oh, nice.
New York.
East Coast.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
How long have you been
So,
wanting to
man,
start
listen.
your brand?
Well, it started when I was a little kid. I didn't really want to like start anything. I just had I have so many different things that, God has put in my heart to do. Like when I was little, I used to, do a little design but it kind of faded away. But I have this logo that I recently came up with, and but it was always like in my gaveta. I don't know how to say it. I forgot how to say it. My drawer. In my drawer.
Right.
But you know how when you sometimes write a note or have an idea and then you like put it away, and I think we do that in our minds sometimes as well.
Most definitely.
So I think God brought it back into my memory and was like, this is an idea that I gave you, but you don't have to know everything. That's why I gave other people ideas like you, like to help others out, and so I appreciate that. So I think this is a divine meeting right now.
Most definitely,
So-
man. You know, we have a saying whenever we come up with something that's like a genius plan that just seems like it came out of nowhere, or a concept or an idea, we don't call it it's genius. We say it's God,
Yes.
because that's a
Amen,
different
brother,
power.
amen. So it's actually a logo that it's all about bringing out the word of God into people's eyes, because it is a logo. It looks like a little emoji,
Mhm.
but my idea is to have words in the back of the shirts that speak about God's word. So when people see the logo in the front, sometimes people look at you behind but they don't see nothing on the back side of the shirt. But I want them to be like, if I'm riding on the train in the subway, everybody's quiet, but everybody's looking around. So there might be a certain message that you could read in the back side of the shirt that might impact that person on his way home. It might be a small message that, that person needs, that one little word that might change the rest of his day.
That's awesome, man.
So-
I love it.
That's kind of like something I want to do. But all I have, bro, is the logo. I don't know anything else. That's all I got.
Okay, so you got the
you-
idea.
You're my guy right now. You're the guy right now. So,
Mhm.
I don't know what
Okay.
to do next. I don't know if I got to patent it, if I got to, I don't know what route to take now.
You know, I think
That's all I got.
yeah, I definitely want to cue this up to Medine. He's one
Yes,
of the
sir, coach.
this guy will knock it out the park for you right now. So get ready.
Don't put too much pressure on me.
Get ready to take some notes, bro. For real, this guy is like he takes ideas and makes them something incredible.
Okay, so let's run through it one step at a time. All right, so let's run
Go
through it
ahead,
one
brother.
step at a time, Miguel. So number one, you gotta brand logo, okay? And we can't see the logo on the screen, right?
No, it's
yeah,
not.
okay,
Yep.
no problem. But you have a brand name, and the brand name is what?
It's gonna be called Holy Fire.
The Holy Fire. Okay, it's called Holy Fire. And I'm gonna ask you a question. What is the experience, or what is the main thing you want to affect when people buy or look at your clothing?
I want them to recognize that God's word is the absolute truth,
Mhm.
and I want them to see that it could really change their lives when they really see how it could really change their lives if they really apply it. Not
Okay.
just not just know it, not just
Okay.
know it,
Sorry,
but apply it.
I got you. So sorry to interrupt. So let's just I want to keep things rolling here. So what you're gonna want to do is, and this is everybody that's on the call, you have to create before a brand can make sense. And I said this before. I'll say it a billion times again. A brand is gonna
Yeah.
be an idea that you build in someone's mind. That's what a brand is. All right. So everything that's surrounding that, a logo, a catchphrase, or anything like that, is secondary to the brand. Because ultimately, when you say a word, or you see a logo, or you see or hear a jingle, or watch a commercial, anything like that represents in someone's mind a brand, and it causes them to act. Meaning make a purchase, meaning support. Jump on a live stream like my friend Jason's doing right now on my Instagram, whatever. So you're causing action through the messaging that's in your brand. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, before we start backing into everything that you want to do, and start looking at, okay, how you're going to get sales, how you're going to grow the website, how you're going to do X, Y, and Z. The first thing you're going to want to do is create what's called a transformative experience for your customer. Okay, for your customer that you have in mind. And in order to do that, you have to know who your customer is. Okay, so this is a person who, according to what your brand is all about, hasn't encountered a transcended divine experience like God yet in their life, right? So you have to think about where they're at and what they want from you. So what they want is to understand they're obviously missing something, and they need something, and it comes from the Holy Fire name and that message and that brand logo. So you have to deliver on that experience before you can get the transaction. Okay, this is for anyone who's starting a brand up scratch, just an idea out of their head to get to people with no kind of celebrity, no kind of following, anything like that. But so ultimately, once you start doing that, and you do it over and over again, this transformative experience could be a one-on-one session, a call, a video you put up, some content, some kind of written content or video content, whatever it is. So that way you could start explaining the message of Holy Fire and why people who are watching or listening or seeing your Instagram posts need that in their life. Then once you've demonstrated that, okay, Miguel, once you've demonstrated that enough, they build trust with you over time by watching you over and over again. That's why we do these live streams 3 times a week. There's a couple people who've been on a few times. So once they see that and they build that trust with you, you won't let somebody you just met on the street for the first time in your house, right?
No.
Okay. But after you've had dinner with them, you've gotten to know them, probably seen them a few times, then you'll consider, okay, this is a good enough person, and then boom, you let them into your home, you probably feed them, et cetera, and the relationship goes from there. Business is no different than that. So what you're going to want to do is start explaining to people like, hey, look, you know what? I have something you need, and I'm here because I care about you. So once that's established, now you're going to start building a place where it'll transform into a website. It'll transform into a more than just a logo. And it'll have like your own channel maybe or whatever. And then of course, like you said, God will take you the rest of the way. But for right now, what you need to focus on is what does your audience want, and create, if it's not already there, or find the demand. Because 90% of businesses fail, according to Entrepreneur Magazine. And that number fluctuates because number one reason is because they're making stuff that people don't want. So if you're making stuff people don't want, then it's going to fall flat. You're going to get no sales. You're going to get discouraged. Ultimately, you stop. And the only way you can fail is if you stop. So I know I'm dumping a lot on you right now, but I know we got a lot of calls to do. I hope that wasn't too long. But I think
I want to add to it before we wrap up. And first of all, thank you for joining and sharing the message. I think a lot of people need to hear it, and I think we need more brands like it. So what you have going is going to be strong. But like Medine mentioned, I want to summarize it. It's all about building an influence before building a brand. Right? And a lot of times people want to start a brand before they've even built a community. So if you can gather people around an idea first, that idea can transcend into products, and it'll connect with people a lot quicker than if you start with a product and you try to build a community around that. So right now, wherever
I'm
you
a
are.
music artist, so
Yep.
I'm a music artist, so would that help? Like when I do
absolutely,
my music?
100%.
That's going to help you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, most
I'm
definitely.
about to start posting my music on my YouTube channel.
Your music, it should be some of your art, some of the things that like represent what Holy Fire is. Like you should be teasing it out versus trying to like wait for the product to come in and then talk about it. All right, so try to like start building a message around what you're doing with music on your channel, on your Instagram. Get people excited about it, and get people to be like, "Yo, I love that." Like, I don't know if you see the live chat, but a couple people are like, "Yo, I love this. It's a great logo." They support it, man. So keep doing that. Keep putting yourself out. Start building the tribe of community. Post your Instagram into the chat so we can follow it as well. We want to stay connected, and then join the FTGU app, man. We want to work with you to develop this product.
Okay, thank you, my brother. So in the FTGU app, you guys take it step by step, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. FTGU.app.
Ooh, that was nice. That was real nice.
We're in sync.
Yeah, so join that, and then we can connect more. Like we message on there. There's all kinds of ways for us to like connect opportunities throughout the week, different call times, and then we're doing some incredible pitches, competitions for you to get money and make product.
What about like so nobody can steal my stuff? Like, how do I need to patent it?
Trademark. Definitely try to trademark it. So I like the name, trademark it. You know, we could. What we'll probably do. I think we need to drop the trademark logo, the trademark.
That's why they show it. That's why they show it because
I like it. I like it. Yeah. So what we'll do this week is we're gonna upload some of the legal stuff to help you start your business. We're gonna upload that. That was essentially only for our academy modules. Like it was a higher level course, but we'll drop that legal stuff because I know it's so important to a lot of people starting. We're gonna upload that into the app, so you'll have access to that.
By the way, if anybody here is watching or anybody will watch and is a part of the academy, you get access to the app for free for the year. So it rolls into your purchase that if you already made it. So we are going to build that out so you guys will be able to have access as well. So don't fret. You're like, wait a minute, you're giving all the sauce that I had. No problem. You're gonna be taken care of as well.
Most definitely.
So the trademark and all that is gonna be part of the FTGU app.
Yep. So we're gonna. It's a course. It's kind of like it's real heavy on you doing it on your own. When it comes to logos are a little more difficult than words. So words are gonna, like for instance, we got from the ground up brand for trademarked. So that's our trademark. So anything in education, apparel, e-commerce, manufacturing, all of that, right? But what the word is, the logo isn't, because logos are subjective, and it is a little harder to trademark a logo. So when it comes to logos, if you love it, if you're like, yo, this is it came to me in a vision, like I know I got to roll with this logo, then I highly encourage that you look at a trademark attorney in your state to like take a look at it, and they'll give you a legal thing where they'll say, hey, you know what, I think we could do it, or maybe it'll conflict, but they'll give you a legal opinion. And that is an investment. So that's why a lot of times when brands start, they don't trademark a logo because it's kind of subjective and is a little harder, but a word is a lot easier. So I'd recommend starting with the brand name, seeing if you can trademark the brand name, because the logo idea might change a little bit unless you're sold on it, where you're like, this is my logo, I have to use it, then I'd recommend you go to a trademark attorney.
Trademark attorney.
Yep.
All right. So the word is so in this case my logo is the little emoji that I drew, but then the word the word will be Holy Fire. So you're saying
exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Trademark Holy Fire.
All right, we got to keep rolling.
Okay, cool.
Miguel, appreciate you
Thank
calling,
you
man.
so much,
Appreciate
Miguel.
you, brother. Have a good night. We're looking forward to seeing you, man.
Next, we have Nassim.
Was he on the call Monday?
I think I've seen that name before.
Yeah, me too.
Sounds familiar. We ready to bring him in?
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right, let's go, boys. Nasim, welcome.
Oh, the
Oh, he
audio.
seems frozen a bit. Can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. What's up?
Hey, what's good, man? We can hear you good, too.
What's going on?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I just came across the YouTube live again. So, like
Awesome.
Miguel said, it's God.
I agree.
That's right.
Amen.
Well, welcome in, and so tell everybody that's on the live stream your brand, and see where you're at.
I have a question though, but I'll introduce my brand first. Hi everybody, how you guys doing? I'm Nasim August. I have a creative agency right now, and under that, I have a clothing brand. And who I'm trying to talk to is what my message for this is to show people that they could bring their dreams to the physical and like architect your life through ownership. And right here, this is a piece called Nana, and it's a piece that I created over here. Like it's a painting that I created that represents individuality because I
Oh,
believe that
yeah, the young Picasso.
I believe that wearing clothes is an expression of yourself and individuality itself. So yeah, I can guarantee to make a difference in your fashion choices with my product. And yeah, if you want to stand out from the crowd, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, I love it, man. I wish we could see a little bit more about what happens. Well, we'll figure out. We'll figure it out because I'm still catching up on what you just said, so it's kind of a lag on the video on my end. But we'll work that out. Maybe there's a way to patch it to the TV in the future.
Yeah, I was having the same problem.
Yeah, but I'm seeing it now, so I'm catching up on the live stream. So it's gonna look a little slow here. All right, cool. I love it, man. So yeah, so he had the art. So you were on Monday, and we were talking about how you were super artistic in terms of your creations and what you're doing. So let us know a little bit about what you think. Like what is a question? What can we help you with tonight? What can we maybe share with the audience that might help them in their journey?
So I have a question. My question is, so even if you're artistic, even if you have the best ideas, the first thing you got to do is be seen. So right now I'm focusing on like advertising and marketing, the most important part. And I'm wondering if posting a lot on different platforms is the best way to go, or just building some type of anticipation like Frank Ocean, like how they drop a little thing to get you like down on your seats, and then they drop their content. So that's like really my question. I want to know how to go about that.
I would build out your really focus on one channel. So a lot of times people want to put things on every channel. What's really cool now though is that you can kind of create one piece of content and put it on different channels like TikTok and Instagram. You really have to go in on Reels. So Reels are the first piece of content that you got to create. So when it comes to visuals like photos and long form horizontal videos, is not really where it's at. It's really on the Reels. So if you're going to be focused on Instagram or TikTok, go in on 60-second to 90-second videos and start to build out your brand's messaging. Doesn't always mean that you have to make the content yourself. It could be things that you repurpose from other inspiration, other artists, and you tag them obviously and you really give them credit. But this is going to start to help you kind of build out your community on this brand's page where people can land on it and now they can associate what this is all about. So if you can't make your own content, consider repurposing content, crediting the artist, creating your own captions, and really starting to explain what this brand and message is about. But I would focus on going in on one platform, whether that be Instagram or TikTok, depending on which one starts picking up a little bit faster. Go in on more content for that platform, and go in on making original content for it. So that means not just creating an edit and then posting it tomorrow, but like making stories, using all of the features on the app. Social media rewards the more features you use on their platform. So if you go for Reels, if you actually make original stories, if you make some posts every once in a while, if you comment, if you like on people's profiles, if you're sending messages, chances are that people will see your future content a lot more than if you just post something and then Instagram doesn't see you like having any other action on their platform. So every platform is going to prioritize your content if you're interacting with that platform a lot more. Does that help?
Yeah, it really does. You're right. You got to utilize like the whole app. It's not just about posting and then leaving. Like you got to interact with people and build a community. You're actually right. Yeah.
Yep, because they want every social media platform is competing for eyeballs. Everyone is competing for the eyeballs of how long can we retain somebody because we got to serve them an ad. An ad pays the bills for the social media platform, not the people commenting. But in order to serve an ad, they got to keep somebody on the platform long enough before they go to YouTube or they go to TikTok. And if you can create content that keeps people on their app, they're going to reward you and show you to more people. So it's all about creating engagement and really building and fostering a community on the platforms that you go in on.
But how do you even get seen from people that don't follow you though? Because
Yes,
it's easy to get.
Yep.
No,
so to answer that, so people that don't follow you, that's where you're gonna have to come in with like you gotta understand what your brand is about. So when we talked on Monday, you have incredible artistic designs, but who is this brand really for? Right. So for instance, let's just say you're making, like my wife makes a lot of like handmade maker crochet, very like boho style of products. Right. So it's about going in on the topics that are associated with that design. So for her, it's boho, it's crop tops, it's crochet, and about understanding that community and then making content specifically for those tags and for those searches or for the idea is you want to get on people's explore page. So how can you make content that ties into the topics associated with your brand? So it can go to the top of the explore page or the search, because now people that are just following it will be like, yo, this is really cool. Like this is for me. I should follow this page. I should like this. I like this design. I'm gonna go check what this person's about. Let me go check out their store. So it's about creating content for the topics associated with your brand. So when we talk about pitching your brand and creating a product, it's about understanding who the end customer is first, because then you can create a product that's going to be for them. Versus if you start with a product and now you're trying to go find a market, it can sometimes be a little disconnected. Does that make sense? Or
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Thank you for that.
Ooh, thanks, brother. And Cody, do we got a couple more people lined up?
Yeah, so the next person we have coming up is Anthony Gregory, and then I believe we are due for a short break.
Nassim, I appreciate you, man. It was really good connecting with
Thanks
you.
for joining. And Nassim, make sure that you did you already, I don't know if you already have, but did you download or go on to ftgu.app, sign up, get for $19. You sign up and get access to everything, all the benefits and features we mentioned earlier, as well as get your chance to pitch your brand next Friday. So please sign up whenever you get a chance.
The Friday training is going to, for the FTGU community, is going to be about pitching your brand. So we're going to start training you guys up on actually pitching the brand and your products. So for next Friday, we start picking some winners. So this coming Friday, if you join right now, ftgu.app, we'll do a little screen share there for people to kind of quickly see it. But ftgu.app, the whole promise of that app is to learn it, make it, sell it. We want to help you learn the education that you need, whether it's like how are you going to design, where are you going to source from, trademarks, legalities. We want to help you make it. Like what supplier should you consider using and how can you get the best deals from it? And then selling it. Selling it is all about pitching it, going to events, putting it on different platforms, influencer marketing. Like we're there to foster that education and those connections. So I hope you guys check that out. If you're watching this live right now, we appreciate you guys. Drop your comments in the chat. Check out the chat for the Zoom link, which will queue you up to have you join us live. So I think that's it on mine. Let's bring on the other color.
Let's roll it.
All right.
Yep, we're just trying to get him migrated over from the Zoom call, so we're giving him the link here.
While you're just setting that up, let me give everyone a quick overview of what we're looking for on the pitch competition. So when you do your pitch, just remember, very briefly, 60 seconds, no more than 60 seconds. Make sure you can do the name of your brand, the meaning and the message behind your brand, and the price point, of course, and then the product itself. If we could display it and put it on the screen, we'll queue it up. We'll find a nice, pretty way to do it. But that's what we are essentially looking for in terms of the parameters and the rules of the pitch competition in order for your chance to win $500. And we will select 5 next week?
Yep.
Yes. 5 winners next Friday will be chosen. So make sure that you download the app and get your chance.
Awesome.
All right.
So let's see. Do we got somebody else joining, or we're still setting it up?
Waiting for him.
Okay.
I might have to give it to the next guy.
Well,
Good.
How about this? Can we take a 5-minute breather? Can we do a 5-minute right now?
We can.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're gonna break for 5 minutes. Go get some water. Go get a quick snack. I'm about to do the same thing myself, and we'll be back.
Hey guys.
All right. All good.
Test, you there?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we
sir.
can hear
I
you.
can hear you.
Welcome in. Where are you from? What's
Yes.
your brand?
Thank you. I'm from New Zealand. My name's Anthony Gregory. I am 19 years old, and I started Buzzed. There's a what's the late? It's a clothing brand. Just
Yeah,
started.
turn your stream
you know,
audio off, please.
Yeah. Sorry. There you go.
You're good. All
Does
right,
that
cool.
work? Is that all good? Cool.
Yep,
Yeah. So
you s-
I started my clothing brand like probably a year and a half ago. I've been going pretty hard at it for the last 8 or 9 months. It is around mental health awareness through sports, action
okay.
sports. So like mountain biking, motocross, surfing, all that kind of stuff. So it's just like a streetwear brand. It's funny. I've been in here for the last hour or so and saw the other two guys that came on, and the first guy with the God brand. I think that's how you're saying like divine into like. I just randomly came across your live stream and just joined up. I was like, oh yo, because
Nice.
my bulk order just arrived today. Got like
Nice.
Hey.
Clap it in.
We got new sound effects.
Forgive the cheesy sound effects. We're implementing them.
so just got the big bulk order. This is the first shipment of 3 from my suppliers over in China. So that's kind of
Nice.
exciting. Then I hopped on YouTube and I was just like looking at a few details. So I did a pre-order back in August. We did like $1,500 in sales in a week, which is like amazing, just through like TikTok.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's getting happy with that.
So just through like TikTok, organic posting, I was just posting about the brand, like who I was, like
Incredible.
some videos and stuff like that. And so did like
Clean
$1,500 worth of sales. Thank you.
Very clean
Thank you.
design. Super simple. Like it's strong. I love it, man.
Cool, legend. Yeah, and I just kind of like I had a few questions. Like I've ordered like 6 grand worth of inventory in. I have
Damn.
so about like 300 products, 260 tees, and like 60 hoodies. I have a local streetwear like surf shop that is interested in stocking my products.
Awesome.
Which is pretty sick. But I just kind of like wanted to know some advice you would have when I go to do the wholesale, and then also whether I should focus kind of like on the e-commerce and grow the brand myself, or maybe go more down the wholesale route as well. So yeah, just that. Those are just a few questions I had.
Okay. I love it, man. Hey, first of all, congrats on taking action, and you really jumped in with faith to be like, yo, I'm gonna stock up on products. I'm dropping 6 grand. We're gonna start this thing. So at 19 years old, guys, 19 years old. He's not 29. He's not 39. He's not 49. He's 19. So, bro, I gotta acknowledge that because it reminds me of how we started.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the love.
Just real quick, I would say before you jump in, John, that he, John did the same thing, so like with the, I'll let you tell the story, but yeah, did the same thing.
Yeah. So when I started my brand the very first time, I was essentially like, hey, I don't understand how I can. There was no such thing as making things on demand, and we were making backpacks, so we weren't making just apparel. We were making like cut and sew fabrics, different colors, functions. That was a design idea that I had, and to jump into it, it also had to be like a $15K investment because I needed to order raw materials. I needed to buy some time inside of somebody's shop to actually make it, and they had a minimum order quantity that they wanted us to hit. So it was a 15 grand investment. And being 19 years old, and I had a full-time job, but I was going to college, and that's where I met Medine. I didn't know where I was going to get the funding. So I think when you're 19 or at any age, you got to get creative with how you're going to fund it. And the way that I did it, and I'm sure like you have your own way that you got it, but when I went to the bank, and I asked them, hey, can I get a business loan? I got my LLC. I got my paperwork in order. Like I'm starting a business. You guys say that you have business loans available. So I'm 19 years old. I want a business loan. They said, nope, you just started the business. We don't give business loans to new businesses. So I'm like, man, bank option went out the window. I didn't have a credit card to put 15 grand on it, so that wasn't an option. So I'm kind of frustrated because I knew I needed the money to launch my brand. But I also needed a car because it kept overheating. And I had a little 95 Acura Integra, my little hoopty. And I went to the dealership, like a used car lot dealership. And I was like, yo, I want to buy a new car. And they're like, all right, you can buy this car. It's an Infiniti G35. It's going to run you 22 grand. The financing, though, we can do in-house. But the sales guy was like, but honestly, like, go to the bank and get a loan for it. And I was like, I already went to them for a business loan. They said no. They're like, no, don't ask for a business loan. Ask for a personal loan. I was like, really? I was like, that's cool. Like, all right, let me try that. So I went to the bank, and I was like, hey, I'm buying a car. They asked if I should. They told me I should take out a personal loan. They're like, oh yeah, we'll give you a personal loan, no problem. I was like, wait, but you just told me you wouldn't give me 20 grand for a business. They're like, no, but if it's a personal loan and you're buying a car, we'll give that to you. So that's how I funded my first business, is by saying, hey guys, I'm gonna buy a car, so give me a personal loan so I can buy my car, but I use the money to start my business.
That's cool.
So,
So can I just butt in really quickly?
Uh-huh.
So funny thing, like I went to, because I have a few other businesses. So I run a marketing agency, and then I also had like a small mechanic, like bicycle mechanic business, because I ride mountain bikes and stuff.
Nice.
So I went to like one of the banks. I was like, oh, can I get a business loan? And they said the same thing. My credit score isn't good enough, and blah blah blah. No. And so I sold my bike, which was $5 grand. And like I sold what I love doing to like fund this, and so hopefully this goes well, so I can rebuy another bike. So I put everything on the line, like chucked it all in there. I was like I'm gonna do this, and just kind of scrimped and saved, and we're finally paid for everything, and now it's just going about marketing it and stuff.
Incredible story, man. So I'm sure a lot of people watching live have a similar story. Guys, share it in the chats. We want to hear, how was it that you raised funding for your first launch? And hopefully you ran into one of my videos and only spent $0. But some of you guys probably did it. So let us know. Let us know how you started it.
I started with like print on demand, but the quality and the time, because I'm in New Zealand, it just took so long for everything, and it was costing me more.
You want to do it. You want to have control over the process, right?
Oh, and New Zealand is such a hard country. Like, people don't realize that. I think what you guys have like 100,000 people there, or it's like a little island, and it's like the last
4 million, but it's
4 million. It's not that little. Oh,
not that
he's thinking of Maui.
No, so I mean, like New Zealand is like a little island. It's like always the last one in those outbreak games that, like, if you live there, you won't get anything. So it's really cool. Yeah. So the supply chain is a big issue. So the fact that he needed to import products to bring into his country. But guys, if you're in the U.S., you shouldn't be running into this issue if you're following our videos. But
yes. Make sure you download the app, man. We want you I keep saying download. Join the app, because we want you on the community. We actually want you to be kind of like one of the talking heads, or joining in on these calls and talking to some of the other people in the community.
That tiny little country away from everybody.
Yes.
That little one with the red dot.
Yes.
Which I want to visit personally. But yeah, man,
it's nice, but it's hard with business.
Oh, I bet. But it's interesting enough. I think Supercolor is headquartered out of New Zealand.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so Supercolors is out of there.
Get some transfers from Supercolor.
Yeah, really good people down there. I think it'd be a good connection for you. So join the app, ftgu.app. We'd love to have you on there. But to answer your question, obviously now you're considering, like, all right, I got this stock, and I want to go. Should I go the wholesale route? Should I go the e-commerce route? And seeing that you have stock, the first level that I would recommend is make sure that you have a sell-through plan. Right, so make sure that you can allocate stock. Like, if based out of, like, let's just say 500 garments, I want to sell through all of them. Right, you don't want to carry anything remainder. Right, so I would definitely allocate a good amount of that, maybe 250, 300 units to wholesale for your first drop, but do it strategically. And what I mean by that is, don't just like for instance, you just said there's a board shop or a surf shop that's interested in it. If you work with them to create a campaign to guarantee the sell through that shop. And what I mean by that is, first you gotta understand what the pricing is gonna be. So let's just say they're gonna retail it for $35, or let's just keep the math simple and say $30 for a t-shirt. I'm sure it could probably be more, but at $30 a t-shirt, they're gonna want the product at the minimum. Keystone. So Keystone is a term that's always thrown in retail, which means they want to double whatever they paid for it. So at the very minimum, they're going to want keystone margin. So they're going to want to buy it from you at 15 and sell it for 30. You also want to be able to at least keystone that sale. So if you got it for $7.50, you want to be able to sell it to them at $15. And that's kind of how your numbers should roughly break down. Some retailers may say, "Yo, I actually want to make a little bit more than 50%. We want to make $10. I'll buy it from you for $10 because I'm retailing it for 30." Right? So that's first. When you're thinking about wholesale, you gotta always try to find a win-win though. So if the board shop or any other retail store is pushing you on price and you don't have that margin, you don't want to do the deal. But you don't want to walk away from it either if you know it's going to be a good opportunity. So for you, it could be something like, "Yo, I have all these friends. We're going to make a video. We're going to do an event. We're going to host something. We're going to bring all of our audience to the store. So I'll sell it to you at $15. We're going to sell through it. So you don't have to worry about carrying the stock." But now the fact that you're in the store, it becomes a marketing piece for your brand and for your collection. And now the store also sees the win-win because they're bringing in new traffic that they wouldn't otherwise have gotten. So when it comes to doing wholesale, you want to strategically work with partners that are open to helping you promote your brand because they want to get new sales of other products. You're selling t-shirts, but they're also selling hats and skateboards and all kinds of other products. So make it a win-win. You'll be able to get better margins from them buying your product. And then you'll still be able to like kind of float the business moving forward. Because if you don't do that and you let them beat you up on price, your margins are going to be very minimal. And when it comes to returns or unsold product and they give it back to you, you're going to be operating at a loss. So just make sure that you know your numbers going into wholesale and the expectations that they have. And then on the other side of it, through the e-commerce, you leverage that marketing that's happening in the store. You leverage it for social media. You leverage it for shout outs with influencers that are there. You run a campaign that may be simultaneously but when it comes to selling on e-commerce, you also have to realize that you can't underprice it where the retailer is now saying, "Yo, you're selling it for 20, but we're selling it for 30. You got to keep pricing kind of similar too.
Okay.
And be aggressive about getting paid. Because sometimes when you go through stores, they'll tell you, "Yeah, we'll get you in about 3 months, whenever we can, just hang out, you can easily be replaced." They'll start putting that psychology into your head, and from the ground up, we're putting people in position where it's like, no, you got to get paid. So make sure you have a structure set up where you're pretty aggressive about the time of the return, and then you keep following up. Hey, when are you going to pay out? Once you do sell through, because the sales are powerful. So make sure you leverage that.
Okay, perfect, sweet man. And have you guys sold in retail before, or
we have we were
mostly consignment.
Yeah, it was a lot of it consignment on the city wise, and then we went to a Magic trade show where we were doing wholesale to retail boutiques in New York or California, and then that was another interesting story that we can probably share where we don't drag on this conversation. In the future live, we'll share what it means to work with distributors and how those deals can fall apart, how they could potentially profit, how much can you profit. So when we were starting the seeding of our new product lines, it was all consignment. So a lot of boutiques and startup, a lot of these stores that we're talking about that might be the prime placement that you want to work with, they may be hesitant on buying the inventory up front, but you could do stuff on consignment. Which means
that's what I'm doing with this shop at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. So like the consignment deals are they're only going to pay for what's sold, or they keep it there until it's sold, then you get paid out. So the idea that we just talked about is key. You want to be able to drive traffic so it sells out, so they pay you out, right? And then because people are going into stores, you just legitimize the brand. It's not just something that's on e-commerce, drop shipping, print on demand, right? They're seeing it like, "Yo, this is really good quality. I love what you're doing. You're in this store. I love this store," right? So now you get that local word of mouth going. So consignment is a pretty low cost way to get into a lot of boutiques and retail stores.
And while we're queuing up the next call, go ahead.
Can I just say one more thing? So with this drop, everything that we made is fully custom cut and sewn. So I designed the front and the back of the material, the sizing, the fitment, and we might not have time today, but maybe on the next call that I managed to get on.
On the next time you're on the app.
Yeah. On the app. On the app.
Yeah.
Okay. FTUG.app. Got you.
FTGU.app.
FTG.
No, we'll talk to you
Um,
again too. We'll talk.
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, cool. Just about like because I probably could have like done more with the cut and sew and stuff for the same price, but I didn't really know like what I was doing. I was just starting out. So yeah, we can't wait to chat again, guys, and I appreciate you having me on the YouTube channel.
Most definitely, man. When you go to cut and sew, it's all about maximizing your design. So sometimes when you see a T-shirt, people don't see that you custom made it. They'll just think, well, a lot of times consumers don't know what's a wholesale and what's cut and sew with T-shirts. But if you go with something a little bit more special, then they'll see the difference. But we'll connect on that, ftgu.app. We'll dive into calls. We're doing one on Friday, and that Friday call is really intimate. It's more people within the app. And we actually poll you guys on what the best time is to join so we can actually connect one-on-one and spend a little bit more time with
And
everyone.
on Friday, we are going to give the juice, the sauce of what we're looking for in that pitch competition. So that way you guys are ready to go for next Friday. I mean, that's a pretty exciting proposition. Like, you can make $500 for talking for 60 seconds after paying $19. I mean, I don't know where else you can get that kind of a deal, but make sure you guys join Friday night. That's going to be a very special stream because we're going to talk a lot more about what we're looking for, how to prepare yourself to ready to come in and just kill it. Because we're going to take 5 callers and then we're going to look at their pitch. We're going to examine their business. We're going to ask some feedback questions because usually in competitions, that's what happens. We give you some questions, time to answer them. But that's a really big competition. So make sure you guys tune in Friday so we can prep you, and then make sure you sign up for the app, and then you can pitch next Friday.
Awesome, guys. And to carry the conversation, we got another caller queued up, Cody.
Do we have winter? We have winter.
All right. So before we jump on with them, I want to go ahead and, since the promise of this live stream was the easiest way to start your business, we talked about, at the beginning of it, we talked about print on demand and how you can leverage print on demand to have somebody else print your product and ship it to a customer. Then you got investing into equipment like a direct-to-garment printer that can print a full color design. And then you also had the option of doing stuff more of like vinyls and heat pressing, right? So for the longest time, it was all kind of disconnected, and you had an option to do stuff with like vinyl rolls like this, cutting it, heat pressing it onto the garment, or you had to go DTG and buy a printer that can print full color, or you had to go to print on demand company and have somebody else do it for you. Well, now there's something called DTF, and it does not mean, it actually means down to have fun. It doesn't mean down to have fun. It means
He's gonna keep going with this joke, guys.
it's new viewers.
Yeah.
What the?
No. So DTF is direct transfer film, and this is what it is, guys. It comes in a sheet, and this is something that we recently did on a video. So it comes in a sheet.
Spooky.
It's a spooky design. It's really scary for the October season. So you can full color design your graphic. DTF works really well when you break up artwork, though. Don't expect it to be a solid color and it feel like a legit print. You have to break up the artwork in your art design, so when it prints out on a film like this, all you gotta do is cut it, and then you heat press it, and now you got a full color shirt. So this is one of the samples that came out that we did in house.
Look at that.
Look at it. It looks like a direct to garment print. It feels a little bit like if you break up the artwork right, it feels like almost like a screen print. It doesn't feel like a DTG though. DTG feels like it's part of the fabric. This feels like there's something over it. So you can get really good results if you have the right type of artwork with DTF. And the beauty about it is that a roll like this can cost you $25, and you can fit 6 designs, full color print. And now your product's print cost is $4. The blank is another maybe $4. You're $8 all in with the heat press, and you could resell these for $30, right? And then when you go to more premium, right? So this is just on a blank, right? This is just on a blank T-shirt. But when you start looking into better fabrics, like let's say, for instance, we got this Lane 7 hoodie. We had a video that we titled Making a $3,000 Hoodie or $25 hoodie compared to a $3,000 hoodie. We used a Lane 7 heavyweight fleece, right? This is one of their garment pieces here. And the beauty about making some things from home is that, yes, you could do some DTF, but then you could also mix some 3D puff And you could really get creative with the way that you print it. You could print on the front, you could print on the sleeves, on the back, inside of the hoodie. Like there's all kinds of creative ideas that you can make to really elevate a product. And instead of being bound to selling a t-shirt for $30, you could price a hoodie at $120 to $150 because it's one of a kind, and you are making it on your own. And if you have the right marketing and branding, you could demand that for certain products. But then you could do DTF on t-shirts and have a lower price product, or you could do print on demand and just have certain products shipped print on demand. So now your product collections have been built not just at $30, but you got a $50, you got $120, and that's how you can scale up the business without you having to do all the labor and all the work.
So
yourself.
for the good people on this stream, can you please run through the costs again real quickly, briefly, the cost to do DTF and how much profit they can make?
Okay, so DTF versus DTG, rough numbers. If you were to do a one print like this, let's just say even Printful, might cost you about $15, $16 to get this out to a customer, right? So then if you were to resell it for 25 or 30, you're making $15. Now, if you were to do it yourself, you're running at a $4, did we calculate $4.25?
$4.16 for that size. That's like that's pretty much as big as you're going to want to go.
Yep.
And that's $4.16, man, for that big of a print.
$4.16.
Pretty good.
If you get a wholesale account with Bella Canvas, then you can get these shirts at around $4. That's $8.16 cost. You could print about 20. How many did we end up doing? 25 in an hour? 20 in an hour?
20
in an hour.
20 in an hour.
So your labor cost is, 20 shirts in an hour. That's about.
So we broke it down to the hourly, and it was about $163 an hour profit we were making.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you could sell a product, you can make really good profit. With print on demand, you're kind of bound to that window. If it costs you $18, $19, and if you want to sell it for $30, you can't really discount it as much, or else you're making very little. So if you could do it yourself and you got a brand, you can also use that equipment to sell for other brands. So if the people that are wholesaling, or for instance in the last caller that we had in, a suggestion if you're still watching it is, next time you end up doing a cut and sew for a specific garment, consider not printing on it. Consider just importing it in, so you have special blanks that you designed, and now you could actually print different style of products. So it's not just, hey, I have these 4 designs and I got to sell these 4 designs. It's, I got all these blanks and I can get creative. I'm going to do a drop of 100 for Halloween, still using my special blank, right? If you're going to put time into cut and sew, you got to find ways to maximize it where you're not just depending on one graphic design to sell it. So,
and also, just so you guys know, think about it like this. After you've taken all John's game that he just gave you right now you want to actually sell it. Find a niche or niche. People say it differently. I say niche, but that's basically a hyper focused market, hyper specialized market. People who are into something very specific. So it's a specialized anime character. It's a people who do like we got some people who are film junkies over here. So they love film. There's local car meets, the events that you take care of. And you do. Excuse me.
What the?
So there's different things that you guys could do. So, basically all I want you guys to understand is that there's an opportunity for you to make money if you could find a niche and then attack it.
And I got one last thing to say about these DTF gang sheets. What I thought was really, really cool is that 5-foot sheet, you don't have to stick to one design. You can fill it up with all bunch of different designs, things you want to try. If you want to make different samples, play around, it's $25 and you have 5 feet of graphics. And that's not something that's really typical when it comes to this kind of stuff. You can just load it up with different designs and try stuff. So I think that's a really fun part of it.
Exactly. You guys can just get creative with your graphics, sample all kinds of designs, post it on Instagram, see remember, earlier we said build a community before you start selling your brand. Build a community with a niche, a topic, a conversation that people get around. Start sampling ideas that relate to your niche and see which ones hit, which ones are getting the comments, and then make those available for sale.
And if I want to buy some DTFs, where do I go?
So we posted a link. It's going to be linked in the chat. So this is like a really low-cost DTF service. They're legit. We've seen them work, and we've used them, and a lot of other brands in Vegas have used them as well. So we're going to link it in the chat. Go ahead, check it out. The website isn't as intuitive as it should be, but they're working on it. And once it is, you guys will be able to get stuff a lot quicker. So do we have another?
We have another caller.
Woo!
Goes by the name of Winter
Okay.
and has a question related to design. So we might as well just let them in and have them ask for themselves.
Hello, Winter.
Hello, hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining
yeah,
us.
Thank you so much.
Where are you based out of, and what time is it?
Yeah, so I am based out of South Dakota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's
Nice.
8:30.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know
Incredible.
y'all were in Vegas, actually. That's cool.
Yes, we're right here, not too far from California, so it's a little skip over, which is why a lot of our content is seems like it's coming from Cali, but we're based
Right.
out of Vegas. Yep.
All right, cool. So, yeah, again, my name is Winta, and my brand I have is clothing, obviously, and it's called Hyper Dream.
Okay.
And what I've been doing is a lot of just kind of DIY stuff, honestly. Like this patch, I just like painted it and stuff. So I do
Looks
a lot
good.
of that. Thank you. And I've struggled for a very long time trying to figure out how to incorporate my love for like clothing and design and fashion, but also I do like a lot of drawing and graphic design and stuff. So I got to the point where instead of like niching down, I just kind of decided to embrace it all and do it all under one umbrella. I don't know if that's even the best decision, but I feel like that's what would work for me personally. And so, with all of these things that I'm into and like ideas, I've been coming up with a lot of designs. And where I'm at right now is I have so many designs, I'm kind of stuck. And I feel like I've hit a wall. I don't know how to get to that next step. I just keep coming up with designs because that's, my forte as opposed to like the business side. So that's just where I'm at right now. I thought a lot of the stuff that sorry, I'm rambling here, but
No, you're good.
I know you're probably gonna bring up experience, and I think that's a great way to cater to your audience and like build an audience. So I didn't even realize that was an important component. What I'm doing is creating like a radio show. That was just like a side thing, but I figure that's a good way to like with my love for music and building an audience of music listeners to also kind of have like just like shout out for drops that I have and things like that. So
Interesting. What's your Instagram, by the way?
it's Hyper Dream. It's HYPR Dream, DREAM.
Where'd the name come from?
Yeah, okay, so great question, and it also ties into my little issue, where I'm at right now, is I have ADHD, and so for a long time it was a thing that I struggled with, still have struggles and challenges, but once I learned about it and like my diagnosis, it really empowered me, and it also kind of shed light on what I know now are my strengths with like creativity and entrepreneurship and stuff. So for me, it's just about like, I'm always daydreaming and stuff, and I think that's a good thing to always,
Same.
to like always dream and just to always like wonder, and doing that,
Yeah.
like hyperactively to kind of like always chase that and like remind yourself. So I just turned something that was like a challenge into something that's like pushing me forward, and it just like ties in so much to my life experience and where I'm at right now. And okay, so if you go on my Instagram, you'll see a lot of like selfies and stuff, but I kind of been redoing it all, and I have just like some digital
let's take it one step at a
portraits.
time, Winter. So
Sure.
thank you for calling, and
Yeah.
Thank you for
Glad-
the transparency too.
yes, and I'm glad that
Yes.
you addressed all that. So what I want to do is first I'll let John kind of touch on the things that you're seeing there from her main issue that she brought up.
Yeah, so I guess the main issue being how can you focus or how can you embrace what you're doing? Is that kind of like what you're struggling with? Should you try to niche down or should you try to embrace the multiple facets of your business? Can you kind of like hone in a little
Yeah.
bit on what the question is and how we can help you?
Yeah, I would say right now just where I'm at, I have decided to kind of like embrace it all. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't want to like take too much of your guys' time. But I think like right now I just would like to push myself forward in like, okay, we got to
Okay,
design.
I get-
Past the design phase, right?
Yes.
You kind of mentioned you were stuck in the design phase
Yes,
and didn't know
I
where
get-
else to go.
Okay.
I get what you're saying. So there's a couple things that I got for you on that, Winter. So first of all, you know, so Hyper Dream, does that have any you know, tie-in with the? I think you might have mentioned this, but with the ADHD, does it tie into that because it's hyperactive? Okay. So
Yeah.
and then just I don't want to go off topic, but I just want to ask: Are you Habesha?
Yeah, I am actually.
Okay. So when and you know you grew up in Sioux Falls, so were you born and raised out there?
I wasn't born here. I came to America when I was like 5, but I've been living here since, for the most part.
Okay. And you came up out and then how old are you?
28.
28. Okay. Cool. Awesome. And then so a lot of your experiences is shaped by that. So what I guess what I'm saying is, you know, maybe possibly you grew up in a home that was pretty strict.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. So I mean, I'm Habesha as well. So I mean, I know.
All right.
You know, so I understand, and there's a lot of social, cultural restraints with where we kind of how we grew up. That I'm just kind of, you know, I don't want to ramble either. But the point I'm making is that what you want to do here, and I'm going to jump into a solution, is kind of embrace the chaos. A lot of times what we run into is when we deal with entrepreneurs in general, people who are linear thinkers have a lot of trouble when it comes to entrepreneurship, because they're wondering if everything can be set to them step by step. And usually when it comes to entrepreneurship in general, things come at you from all directions at the same time. And to be able to kind of spread your there's this kind of this message that we got. Me and my mom were listening to, like this priest or something like that. And what he was talking about was having a carousel of attention. You know, so your carousel goes around and around, and you manage the things as they come up. You know, so and so when you have to deal with the finances of things, and when you have to deal with your designing, and when you have to deal with you know, how you're going to get your next drop to market it and sell it and promote it, influencers and all that. So you kind of have to have a mentality that's bouncing around from one thing to another to get off the ground. So number one, just embrace that aspect of yourself and don't feel like that's a hindrance. So let's address that. Number one.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good. Now, number two, what you're going to want to do is you're running into opportunity indigestion when it comes to your design. You know, so you need a little bit of, you know, some idea.
I'm sorry. Good job. Winter, could you actually go ahead and turn the volume down on your YouTube video? We're getting a little bit of feedback here.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know I had one playing.
No problem.
We're mind readers over here.
That's really weird. I don't know what could be playing. I don't have any other devices on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If we just keep the volume down there.
Yeah, volume down.
But I'll just keep rolling with it real quick. So I'll just say that, you know, make sure that you just kind of find the best designs, and then you start getting out of the best way to get out of your own head is take the designs and then put them into something like a SurveyMonkey or a Google form. Shoot them out to all of your friends in Sioux Falls, you know, and start saying, hey, which one do you like the best and why? They'll give you some basic answers, and then you'll start to decide based on the feedback you're getting what products you should actually go forward and make. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I have a bit of a suggestion.
All right, go ahead.
Also, I've been seeing lots of pages blowing up about how living with ADHD and living with, you know, different sorts of you know, mental
like a trending
things
topic.
that people are dealing with. Yeah, I think that's something, I mean, you could do personally, is kind of like share your personal experience living with ADHD, and like not letting it get the best of you and letting it actually like supplement what you're doing and what your goals are, and maybe wear your merch while you're making those videos. I keep saying it. This is one of the things I keep talking about, but I think a lot of people are going to relate with you, and I think a lot of people would agree with your message and resonate with it. And then they'll be fans of you and they'll support whatever you do.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I appreciate that. I just wanted to clarify. I think you are right, like as far as people relating. I didn't want to necessarily make
it the
that,
forefront.
make it the forefront per se.
Okay,
but,
gotcha.
But
I'm just saying,
no,
I think the main thing of this message is just to say embrace it. And then everything that comes along with it, and all the chaotic times that are kind of behind the scenes, no one sees, and all the effort that you're putting in, and it seems like it's going nowhere. It will if you stick with it long enough. So that's the core message of what we're saying here on this feedback. I don't know, John, if you want to chime in.
So I actually had some feedback on the page. So I went onto the Instagram, and first of all, the name is awesome. I love the name that you ended up getting. So make sure that you go in on some of the art. I don't really see much art. I see a lot of photos, which is cool. Very artistic photos.
It was mostly personal. I just started doing art again.
It's all good. It's all good. So as you even if you're in between doing art sessions, how can you kind of share the message of what hyper dream means, right? How can you share that a little bit more than just having to share an art piece? It could be
right.
In your mind or in ideas or certain inspiration that you find within your city or within your everyday living. So how can you kind of share that message through and start building a connection to people that are following you? So by the time you start showing art pieces and you start showing I'm dropping this hat, they saw where inspiration came from, and maybe it's quotes or captions, and they're relating to the message more than they're going to be relating to the product. But then when the product drops, they can tie it together. So subconsciously, people are now I want that because I don't know why I like it, but I like it. But leading up to it, you posted enough where people subconsciously is already in their mind that they're going to like it. So definitely consider sharing leading up to drops and using that feedback and that interaction to kind of help you fine tune the design direction. So instead of you having to finalize a piece or a colorway or a certain graphic or font or should you do the patch on the hat, how can you start to kind of seed it out through content where people are giving you real-time feedback on what they like? I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. And become a subscriber to FTGU app because we want to help.
Yes, we want you there, Winta. Please join.
I was just going to say, how can I connect? So I'm going to download the app, and then I guess I'll find out more. But yeah, I would love
can
more.
You
can you give a run through on how that works, Cody?
We're going to do a run through on it. Cody.
Yes, so send Yada an email if you want to compete. But a rundown on the app. So right now we should be throwing down a widget that pops up. Or you can just go to ftgu.app. You're gonna scroll down. It'll say join now. You're gonna click join now, and then you'll select your plan, whether you want to do monthly, $19 a month, or you want to save a little bit of money and you want to go ahead and get that yearly. From there, so here we go. Boom, monthly, yearly.
Okay. Are we able to pull it up?
Yep, it is up on the screen. Go ahead, Medine, take it away.
Yes. So Winta and then Miguel, who was the other, Nassim, everybody else that called tonight.
And Anthony.
Everybody that called, make sure you guys get on that app. We'd love to connect with you. I've DM'd everybody that's on the app currently. So if there's anybody on the app here, I've already messaged you unless you just joined. But download the app, get $19 a month. Or do the $197, and then we have a special package for the people who get $197, meaning that you pay for the year. You get a couple months off up front, and then on top of that, we're gonna give you something to get your business started off right. We'll give you some more details on that in a little bit. But for right now, $19 a month gets you in. The reason why we want to really hammer this home is because you're getting a crap ton of content, access to us, and all that. But mainly, it's this competition. I can't stress this enough.
Ooh,
it's exciting stuff.
Giving away money.
Yes.
Well, if you win it.
You're competing. We're given a chance to compete for the money. And that is, again, $5,000 to build your brand. So we are giving 10 winners $500. All you have to do, sign up to the for $19. Then after you sign up to the community, we will select people who will go ahead and be able to pitch next Friday, October 21st.
Yes.
And you will pitch your business 60 seconds. Tell us what your business is about, your brand, what's the name, meaning, the products, and the price. Lay it out for us. We'll ask you some questions as a follow-up, and we will select winners. And then that's the easiest money that you can make. 60 seconds, you make $500. So make sure that you sign up to the communities. It's the biggest draw that we got going on, but we're going to keep this going over the course of the next few months and going into the future.
And if you didn't get in the first one, don't trip because we're going to be doing 10. We're going to be doing 10 competitions.
Yes.
Lots of competitions, lots of money to give out, lots of education and resources to connect you guys. This is the new method of us better building and servicing you as entrepreneurs. We understand that it's very difficult to invest a large sum up front to try to like get all this when we want you to invest into your business, and we want to give you the best deals and discounts and education to help you do it. So on the ftgu.app, we help you learn it, make it, and sell it. So do we have a last caller, or are we
do not have a last caller.
Oh, it's almost like fate. I think it's time for us to start winding this thing down.
Winding down.
What was the ending song on Mr. Rogers? What was he? What do you? Okay, never
I
mind.
wish I
Forget
could
it.
tell
Sorry, y'all. I always got to ruin the streams with stupid questions. Like that.
I know.
All right.
I know Barney's ending.
Yeah,
song
what
from
was that? That's what I was thinking of.
I love you. You love me.
Okay, no, yeah, we could sing that. No, we're not gonna.
No,
sing
we should wrap it up.
Okay, the
and
right
we should
way.
do the right way, guys. If everybody,
Ooh.
Nadine, take it away.
Okay. In the community, in the ftgu.app, we believe in one thing: waking up and winning. Be positive. Everybody on the stream, don't get into your own head. Don't freak out. No matter what's around you, stay positive. Stay with us. You can be successful too. I hope everyone sees that, believes in it. And the way we always wrap that up into a nice little bun is we always like to say, wake up and win. Find your purpose, find your mission, find your passion. Go out and do it. Wake up and win. Now, what you're going to do is find a hard surface anywhere near you, and start pounding on it. And you got to be as loud as you can. And what we're going to do is I'm going to say it not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times it is for good measure. I'll say wake up and you say win. Everybody at the same time. Let's do it. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. John, take us out.
Let's go.
Appreciate you guys. ftgu.app. Download it now. Join the community, and we'll see you guys Friday.
Thank y'all so much.